Good morning, students. Welcome back to my lecture of your subject code CPC 505 Engineering 2 Module 7. Building plumbing, still we are in plumbing, and today we'll discuss in the third lecture of your plumbing. Today we'll discuss the fittings of the plumbing fittings, which is very important. The valves, one of the fittings. Let me first discuss, then I will go to the other fittings, because these are the accessories with the plumbing systems, very important. Now let me tell what is a valve. It is a device in the plumbing system that regulates, directs, or controls the flow of a fluid, opening, closing, or partially obstructing various passageways. So it controls the flow. It controls the flow of the fluid into the pipe. Okay, so not only controls means it is it regulates, directs, or controls by opening, closing, or partially obstructing various passageways. Now there are the valves, various types of valves. Let me discuss one by one. First I will discuss the ball valve, then I will go to the gate valve, then I will go to the butterfly valve, then I go to the diaphragm valve, then pressure balance valve, check valve, zone valve, locking valve, and the globe valve. So we'll discuss the 9 types of valves today on the plumbing and fixtures portions. There are 5 numbers of valves. Let me discuss first. Now first I will describe I will show you the photograph. I will show you the mechanism, how it works. Now, what is exactly the ball valve? First, let us see. Fine. A ball valve is a form of quarter turn. What do you mean by quarter turn? That means the lever arm can rotate the ball into the valve in maximum a quarter turn. That means 90 degree. 45 degree and 90 degree, that maximum 90 degree can rotate. So this is called the quarter turn valve, which uses a hollow, perforated and pivoting ball to control the flow. That means if the hollow portion on the sphere is in line with the pipeline, then it is in open position. That means fluid will pass through the flow in the sphere. That means the valve is open. Now, if we want to obstruct the flow, if we want to close the flow, then we have to make the quarter turn by lever. We have to, when closed, then hole in the sphere will be perpendicular to the pipe. That means towards the direction of the flow, the opening will not be there. There is an obstruction of the ball and the flow will be closed. This operation is maintained in the ball valve. So it is a quarter turn valve which uses a hollow perforated and pivoting ball to control the flow through it. Now I will show you the photograph. The lever handle operates the valve and also serves as an indicator for whether the valve is open or closed. We can understand whether the valve is open or closed by operating the lever arm fitted at the top. Let me show you. This is the blue. The top is the lever arm. So we'll rotate the 90 degree for full obstruction of the flow, or we'll rotate the 45 degree for partial obstruction of the flow. Maximum it will turn quarter turn. So ball valves do not allow for precise flow control, because either it will be rotated 45 degree or it is rotated 90 degree. So either full flow, half flow, or the total closed. That means they usually have a positive stop, so 0, 45 and 90 degree. So they do not allow the precise flow control, but they do provide a very good seal in the closed position. That means we can ensure if it is turned 90 degree, we are ensuring that the flow is in seal position. That means it is a very good seal in the closed position. that function ball valve is utilized. So what is ball valve? I think I have been able to explain you what is the ball valve. Next, I will go to the different size of ball valves are there. 15, then 20, then I mean the size millimeter ball valve. I am showing you 50 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 25 millimeter, 32, 40, and maximum I have shown the 50, that is 2-inch ball valve. Fine. Because this ball valve has to be matched with the pipe sections, pipe diameter. So accordingly, various size of the ball valve which you can see from 15 to 50 millimeter. Now, what is gate valve? Gate valve, also known as the squeeze valve, very, very important. It is a valve that open by lifting a round or rectangular get out of the path of the fluid. It controls water flow by raising or lowering the gate, which is generally a piece of metal. Wheel or knob at the top of the gate valve is present that controls the height of the gate. This in turn affects the flow of water. That's why it is the nomenclature as a gate valve. It is operated like a gate. That means controls the height of the gate. This in turn affects the flow of water. But unfortunately, the wheel does not provide any indication of whether the valve is open or closed. Now this is the closed portion. I'm showing you the figure, and the arrow red mark is in open portion. So susceptible to corrosion, which will cause the valve to get stuck in the open or closed position. So this is the photographs of the gate valves. So this is also called a shutdown valve. That means either totally it is shut down the flow. That means it is closing. It is just of the closely 100% closing the flow, or it is 100% open. So a gate valve, which is called squeeze valve, basically it controls water flow by raising or lowering the gate. So operation is raising and lowering of the gate, which is generally a piece of metal. So it is called the gate valve. The name is gate valve, as you are raising and lowering the gate in this system. Now, the third valve I am going to introduce, that is the butterfly valve. A butterfly valve is a valve which can be used for isolating or regulating flow. Isolating or regulating flow. The closing mechanism takes the form of a disc. Operation is similar to that of the ball valve, which allows for quick shut-off. It is attached to a lever handle. Like ball valve, it is also attached to a lever handle that rotates the disc, which adjusts the flow of water. So in ball valve, there is a hollow ball, perforated hollow ball, and here instead of ball, there is a disc which is rotated by the means of the lever handle. That is the difference. That's why in the butterfly valve there is a disc, and the ball valve there is a hollow perforated ball. Now, main drawback is control disc is always present within the flow of water, even when fully open. So there will always be pressure drop when using them. That is the main disadvantage. And I am telling, this control disc is always present within the flow of water, even when fully open. So there will always be pressure drop when using them. Now this is the photographs of the photographs of the butterfly valve. Butterfly valves are generally favored because they are lower in cost to other valve designs, as well as being lighter in weight, meaning less support is required. So I am showing you the photographs in the closed condition. I am showing you the photographs in the open condition, and the open condition I have just marked in red arrow. You can see my slide, and that wheel system is rotating. The lever arm is there, which is being which is being used for rotating the disc. How the disc is rotated by the wheel, that system is also showing here. So this is called the butterfly valve. Now, what is diaphragm valve? Diaphragm valve is membrane, or this is also called the membrane valve. It is consisting of a valve body with two or more ports, a diaphragm and a weir or saddle or seat upon which the diaphragm closes the valve. Similar to gate valves, in a diaphragm valve, the element is a diaphragm that settles down over a saddle. Where the in the gate valve we have observed that the gate is rising and lowering, but in the diaphragm valve the operation is same as the gate valve. Instead of the gate, there is a diaphragm that settles down over a saddle, thus stopping water flow. The diaphragm valve, the diaphragm below is a weir type diaphragm valve where water passes over a weir. Let us see the diaphragm. Now there are always a straight type diaphragm valve which does not force water over a weir. The reason of the straightness is it will not create a force over a weir. These valves are generally used as shut-off or stop valves. Like gate valve, the operation is shut-off or stop valves. That is, it will completely shut off the flow. It will completely stop the flow. That's why it is called the shut off or stop the. It will call the diaphragm valve. So it will act as a shut off or stop the valves. Now, what is globe valve? This is different form of ball valve. It is a type of valve used for regulating flow in the pipeline, consisting of a movable disc type element and a stationary ring seat in a generally spherical body, used to throttle or limit the flow of water. It contains a stopper that is raised and lowered by a wheel or knob on a shaft. Now stopper seals into a baffle to stop flow. Let me show you the figure. This is the globe valve now operating the wheel. So you see the stem is there, bonnet is there, plug is there, whole body I have shown you. Now what is the mechanism? You can see the handle is the wheel system. So this basically the stopper are raised or lowered by a wheel or knob on a shaft. Stopper, you can see here the stopper can be raised or lowered by the operating of the wheel lever system. The stopper can be either the lowered or the raised. So that mechanism can be done in a shaft system. So this is basically you can see the longitudinal section. Stopper seals into a baffle to stop. Now the it is basically on a shaft, operating on a shaft. That shaft I have shown you in the figure. So now check valve. Check valve is also called the non-return valve. Why? Because this valve is very important valve. The objective question comes in the competitive service. This controls in a unidirection. The reverse flow cannot be possible because this valve controls the flow in unidirection. That means in one direction. So that is called the non-return valve. So a check valve, a valve, it is a non-return valve. That is, it is a one-way valve. It is not a two-way. It is a one-way valve that normally allows the flow through it in only one direction. So this check valve controls the flow in one direction. That is why it is called the non-return valve, that is no return flow is possible. So is flow only takes place in one direction. Very, very important uh, topic for the MCQ based question in the competitive service exam as well as the semester. Check valve is used for the flow in one direction. That you have to keep in mind. Generally not operational. Backflow preventer as a type of check valve. Blackflow, where the blackflow is restricted, then in that case the check valve is applicable. The check valve is provided where the backflow can be prevented. A ball check valve uses a ball to stop the flow of water in wrong direction. A diaphragm check valve has a rotating disc or rubber flap that is pushed to seal the opening in the event of flow in the wrong direction. A stop check valve is operational and allows a user to completely flow, all flow, even flow in correct direction. It will not allow backward flow, open flow. So this is all about the check valve or non-return valve. Now pressure balance valve. Pressure balance valve. A pressure balance valve, it provides water at nearly constant pressure. That's why it is named as pressure balance. So at nearly constant pressure, that means pressure is not going to be fluctuated to a shower or bathtub. This type of case where you are bathing takes place under the shower or bathtub. There you are usually going to provide the pressure balance valve because where the pressure used to be maintained constant. Now, despite pressure fluctuations in either the hot or cold supply time. So this is the area where the pressure balance valve can be applicable. That is for maintaining the constant pressure. And a classic example is shower or bathtub. This position in connection, this pressure balance valve should be maintained. That means, despite the pressure fluctuations, either hot or cold supply, this provides a constant water. This provides a water nearly constant pressure. Now diaphragm within the valves, here also the pressure balance valve diaphragm is there, and the diaphragm within the valve allows the operator to set mixing of hot and cold water. Fine, very interesting, because the diaphragm allows the operator to set mixing of hot and cold water. You can mix hot and cold water while at the time of bathing using this pressure balance valve. Many jurisdictions require pressure balance valves in domestic bathrooms and showers to prevent accidental scaling. If, for example, someone flushes a toilet while shower is open, so there it should be kept in mind. Now I am going to the next valve, that is the check valve. I have covered pressure, that is the zone valve. So after the pressure balance valve, now I am coming to the zone valve. It is a specific type of valve used to control the flow of water or steam in a hydronic heating or cooling system. So particularly it is concentrated in a particular zone, which is a hydronic heating or cooling system, may be provided in different rooms, floors, or dwelling units, so that each place can have local control over the heating or cooling. Electrically controlled and are connected to a thermostat so that automatic control is achieved. So this is again I am telling, this is used for the zone specified for the hydronic heating and cooling system. So it is electrically controlled and connected to a thermostat so that the automatic control is achieved. So this is the figure of the zone valve. I have shown you the electrically how it is connected. Now locking valve. Almost any type of valve can be locked to avoid accidental or intentional opening or closing. Any type of valve can be locked to avoid accidental or intentional opening or closing. Now, valves with lever type handles allow for more secure lacking control, because the control will be in your hand if there is a lever type handles, providing aligning holes so that lock can be passed to stop rotation of the handle. Now, locks preventing arrangement to non-locking valves are also designed. So these are all about the, I mean to say, the uh, valve system. These are all I have told you about the valve system. Whatever the valve is possible in the plumbing fittings, I have told you. Again, I am telling the ball valve. I have told you. This is the first valve I have I have explained you. Then the gate valve I have explained you. Then the butterfly valves. Then the diaphragm valves. Then the globe valves. Then the check valves, pressure balance valves, room valves, how it is then, and finally the locking valve, which can be used for for any preventing accidental purposes. So these are the valves mostly have been used in the plumbing, in the building, or elsewhere in other plumbing work. So this is one of the fittings that which controls the flow. Now I will discuss about the other types of fittings. What are the other types of fittings? Before going for other types of fitting, uh, uh, let me describe the first the components of the plumbing first. What are the components? Now, components of the plumbing are mostly the pipes, PEX, that is the PVC piping that will be PEX will definitely will is that is a flexible plastic piping. Flexible plastic piping is called the PEX. Initially, the piping is made of copper, so copper piping. In fact, the plumbing history I'm telling you why the word name is plumbing is there, because the plumbing comes from the Latin word plumbum, or for lead, as pipes are were once made from lead, lead, lead. So that's why the plumbing word has been evolved related with that piping material. Now, components so far I have discussing the pipes, then PEX, flexible plastic piping, then copper piping, then PVC piping, then galvanized piping, then brass piping, cast iron piping, cement piping. Mostly nowadays in modern scenario, the PVC, PVC, CPVC pipes are used for plumbing, and the pipe regarding the pipe fittings. Everything will be discussed in the next class. That is the coupling, that is the reducer, that is the valves, that is the elbow, that is the unions, T, cross, cap. These are all the fittings. Fittings I'm going to tell. Now, pipe, that means you know what is a pipe? It is the main plumbing material, a hollow cylindrical following certain dimension rules. Now, what is PEX? It is the flexible plastic piping. It is a flexible plastic piping which can be bent, which can, it is very flexible in construction purposes, fitting purposes. It can be bent easily. Now, the popular selection in residential and small business applications, slightly higher initial cost, minimum maintenance, fast installation process, because it is a flexible, so for fast installation process, leak-proof product offering advantages over copper piping, cannot be used in outdoor application as UV rays can damage it is outdoor. That's why when we are talking for the soil pipe, to be laid outside the building, it will be always UPVC. So it will be protected from UVs. It is not ordinary PVC, it is UPVC. So diameters of the following pipes shown below. These are the various diameters of the pipes have been shown. This is the example of the plastic flexible pipe. So these are the plastic flexible pipes. Exactly, it is looking like this. Flexible plastic piping. Now, copper piping is the most often used for supply of hot and cold type water and as refrigerant line in HVAC, that is the AC system. In HVAC systems, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. What is HVAC? Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So there are two basic types of copper tubing. One is the soft copper and other is the rigid copper. Now, what is soft copper pipes? It is basically the ductile copper tubing can be bent easily to travel around obstacles. Yes, in the straightness of pipe, suppose there are the obstacles, so it can be bent easily in the path of the tubing. While the work hardening of the drawing process used to size the tubing makes the copper hard rigid. It is carefully annealed to make it soft again. It is therefore more expensive to produce than non-annealed rigid copper tubing. Now, most popular choice for refrigerant line in split system air conditioners and heat pumps. So these are the classic example of soft copper pipe refrigeration system. We have used this type of piping has been used. We have physically observed. Now, the rigid copper pipe, what you are using, it is also a popular choice of the water pipes. It is joined using a sweat roll grooved compression or crime pressed connection. Now, rigid copper, rigid due to work hardening of the drawing process, cannot be bent and must use elbow fittings as it cannot be bent. So fittings elbow bend that are being used with this piping system to go around the corners and around the obstacles. Now, if heated, allowed to slowly cool in a process called annealing, rigid copper will become soft and can be bent from without cracking. Now, the very important popular nowadays what you are using, that is the PVC. What is the name of the PVC? PVC name is polyvinyl chloride. This is widely applicable nowadays. Now, CPVC, chlorinated PVC, drinking water pipeline, UPVC, soil pipeline external to the building, resistance to the ultraviolet sunlight that we are using. So it is PVC used for hot and cold potable water as well as with sewage application. Now vary on the thickness and configuration depending on the application where to be used. Now example, pressure water pipes are not the same as sewer pipes and not the same as the ones used in storm drainage system. So I am telling you that the hot water line, drinking water line, CPVC pipe is being used. In the bathing, simply PVC can be used, and sewer pipes may be UPVC, soil pipe or UPVC. So this is the PVC hot water pipe. This looks like this. This is the cold water pipe, and this is the galvanized piping that is used several years ago. We are used the galvanized pipe because the corrosion should not be arrested. But now the concept is being changed. We are using the PVC. Construction is fast, very much flexible. Duration is more. Now less frequent use nowadays, as rust can build up inside the small diameter pipes. If pipe is old, water coming from the faucet with rust resistant galvanized piping. So today I have described the piping. Similarly, the brass pipes are there. Pipe fittings. Already I have discussed about various types of 9 types of pipe valves. Valve fittings with the pipeline that I have described, but there are various interesting fittings that will be discussed in the next class. So the lecture today I'll close a day. I'll call it a day, and the lecture which have been delivered today will be posted. They will be uploaded in the Google Classroom. So kindly have a glance to the lecture notes which have been uploaded in the Google Classroom. Definitely, the interaction class will in the live class will be there. We'll interact to each other in the live class for any clarification, confusions if you need. So next class we'll be meeting with the pipe fittings. So thank you all for having a patience. Have a nice day to all.